And I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 100 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Breathe easy. With the holidays just over and lots of fun spent on holiday supplies, activities and gifts, how are your finances? If your answer wasn't favorable, TDC Financial Services is here to help you breathe easy. Up to $40,000 unsecured to consolidate your loans and even get a little something in your hand. No need to worry. Visit our social media pages or call 465-6516 or 469-5430 to learn more on how you can breathe easy with TDC Financial Services Limited. Terms and conditions apply.
As we get into the program, Mr. Commander Chris Collins, who is on point, to Miss Rosemary Donald up there in New York. Thank you for joining to this program, and we're dealing with a very important topic in terms of our history, our people, and tracing our ancestry. With us in the studio today, we have Mr. Earl Warner, and he's the administrator of the St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla Genealogy and History Group, and that's on Facebook. I'm going to have Mr. Warner actually reintroduce himself, say, well, I'm the so on, so on, so on, so on. And we'll speak to what he does, why he does, and the need for people to be attuned to learn more about ourselves, our ancestry. And Mr. Warner is offering that service, but I'll let him explain the whole process of what he does and why. Mr. Warner, welcome to the studios of WINNFM. I believe you've been here before?
My first time.
First time. Welcome to the premiere, really, when it comes to content. So welcome to the studios. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Well, I've heard good things about WINNFM.
Yes,
I
certainly.
sometimes tune in. I'm in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. The best chance to listen is online. Therefore,
There
I
you
tune
go.
in that way. I get my music, my news. I love the shows that you do. Voice is a premier show, right?
Yeah, we're happy to hear that.
Yep. Now, people will be asking the question, so what do I do? First of all, it's not me. I am good at organizing groups. I've always done that, social groups, hiking groups, whatever. So when I perceived that people had a need for searching their roots, I thought, well, I'm doing that. So
Okay.
why don't I organize a group to help people to help themselves? So I launched the group in 2017. It quickly got populated, but right away, people began asking for their family history to be given to them. Now,
To be given to them.
yes. Now, Vicky O'Flaherty,
Flaherty, yes.
I had provided her with some files. In my travels, I take SLR pictures of the files I find. I had sent her a bunch of files that she was digitizing, and she felt to warn me. So she contacted me
She
and
felt
said,
to warn you?
warn me about what people wanted. She said, Earl, these people want their history given to them by you.
Did you offer that? Did you make it clear that it's a service, it's a free service?
I did. But, people infer what they will. So, so basically, I had to go back and do a broadcast message to all members to let them know it's a self-help group. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do what I'm doing. And I can impart to you how to do what you're doing.
Okay. Because we normally say if anything free, you take two.
There you go. There you
So
go.
if you're offering a free service, yes, I want to know all my history from you for free. Thank you very much.
That's
But
right.
let's, you're speaking about the process and how you came
Yes.
to be part of this organization.
Yes.
You've built this through other persons signing on and doing it and helping others,
Yes.
right? So let me shut up and let you edify the world. As you say, you would have heard of some of programs up in Canada.
Yes.
The people in the U.S., Ms. Donald, the people in the U.K., Chris Collins, who are listening, our nationals out there. So the mic is yours. Please go ahead.
Okay, now, in all fairness, I backed into what I do. I did not have an intention at first to run a group. Now, there's a lady who came down here in 2013, and she came to Nevis primarily, And then she came over to St. Kitts. She began calling all the Warners she could find in the phone book. She was searching for her people. Now, when she called my cousin's number and she asked the same question she asked everyone, she says, "Do you know Lottie and Trotty Warner?" And he goes, "Yeah, they're my aunts." And she went, "Gotcha, found you." She was descended from my great-grandfather, John Miller Warner, who had an outside child. That outside child went on to have 19 children of his own. He was a very friendly fellow. Let's put it that way.
He was very friendly.
Very friendly. And he had about 6 different friends that he had these children with.
What
And,
time frame was this?
he was born in 1897. So
1897.
right. So between the 1920s and onward, he had all these children. One of those children moved from Nevis to Suffolk, England, Ipswich, in 1960, got married in 61, began having her children. And this lady, Andrea Williams, who came down here, is one of those children. So we began the tree from there. Well, we had the tree going, but we added to the tree. And because of the joint efforts, our tree now has over 700 people. It's a very dynamic tree. And from there, I thought, well, I'll launch the group and help others. And we began doing it. And it's a learn-as-you-go process. I'm not trained in genealogy, neither is she. But you learn as you go. I've been to various archives. I've been to the mountaintop, as we say, Salt Lake City, the Mormon Church, Family Search. That is the largest repository of family history records in the world.
Seriously?
There are billions. They are bigger than Ancestry, if you believe that. They are huge. They've got a building with 4 full floors of records, microfilm, PDFs, whatever you like. It's all for free. You can plug in your memory stick, search records you like, save it, no cost.
Here's a very obvious question that may come your way. Why the Mormon Church? What's the correlation with, we're talking about mainly West Indian people? So what's the correlation?
Well, actually, it's not just West Indies. They go worldwide. The Mormon Church has I'm not sure if they call it an obsession, but it might be an obsession with everyone's family history. Whatever denomination or race you are, the Mormon Church has records. And what they've done, they've traveled the world, they've sent their reps out. These reps approached governments. They've approached ours. And they've said, well, we'd like to film your records, convert to microfilm, and in return, we'll leave you a copy of the films that we produce.
And that was done here in St.
That was done here, yes. And in return, of course, they leave the films and off they go with the records.
Okay. And those that they would have left with the government, where those reposed?
The problem is there's bad handling of tapes. Vicky O'Flaherty had requested of me, she knew I was going to Salt Lake City. And she said, "Oh, when you go there, can you see what tapes they have of Anguilla? Because they've disappeared. And some tapes of St. Kitts Nevis, we've lost track." When she said we, she didn't mean herself. But they were no longer where she thought they would be. So it's kind of sad that these things happen. But anyway, back to the Mormon Church and their obsession. I don't know why they do it. It's all free. And they also run these things called family history centers. Have you heard?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Family history centers are located always in one of the churches of the Mormon Church. So you go on the website, familysearch.org, and you search for Family History Center based on your location.
Is it familyhistory.org?
Familysearch.org.
Family Research, because
Family
the folks
Search.
listening who might want to take notes. So
Okay, I'll repeat it clearly for them. It's familysearch.org.
Family Search.
Familysearch.org.
Yep.
Run by the Mormon Church, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as you know. So you find the location, and you go there, no appointments necessary. You tell them what you're doing. They give you a chair, they give you a terminal, a microfilm station, and you search away at your heart's content.
Online?
In person.
In person?
Yes. It's now online as well.
Because that was a question, how do someone who is probably traveling abroad, because I thought this was St. Kitts Nevis based. You said St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla.
The group is, my group is.
Your group is.
But the
so
Mormon
it's a branch
Church
of a
is-
larger tree?
The Mormon Church is the big thing. What I do, I'm focusing on helping people of SKNA, St. Kitts Nevis, Anguilla. And you know, because of the country becoming St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla staying with Great Britain years ago, some people joining my group now who were not around at the time the split happened, when I mention St. Kitts Nevis, Anguilla, they go, Anguilla? I say, of course.
Depends on when they were born, right?
Yes, the young people, they have no idea. So now I'm educating them on their country's history, not just family history, you see. So it's interesting. I mean, but you know, you learn as you go. People think that they can't do it. They can. I mean, the records are there, and I could touch on the steps to get your tree going. I don't want to jump on to get ahead of myself with the sources, the best sources of doing your tree. I don't want to jump ahead of it. You have a plan for the show, but I could actually tell people right now what to do.
No, the show is yours. I don't have a plan for the show. The show is yours. We have some giveaways because this is also Love Week. We're leading up to Valentine's, but the primary purpose of this program is for you to present what you do.
Excellent. Well,
And I say to guide people into, because there are folks who actually do it for a fee, because time is valuable. If I'm going to be doing this for someone, they ask me to do all the research. That can take some time. The churches, the archive, etc., transportation involved. I am going to charge you a fee. So based on on your approach, so there's no standard fee that you know of that people charges. It all depends on the length of research, etc.
Depends on the person. Now, I made the mistake, I'll call it that, of contacting Ancestry. I want to save myself some time of doing my own research, and I clicked on the button that says, hire an expert. I did that. They got back to me, and I almost fell down when they quoted me the initial price. They wanted $3,000 just to have a quick look-see.
A cursory look,
A cursory look.
That's up front.
That's right. So I can't afford that. I'm not rich. I drive a bus for a living. I
drive for a living too, so I understand.
You understand. So I couldn't do that. So I saw the value in what I am doing, along with my assistant, partner, friend, Janice Okens. She's out of London, England. So we run the group. She's a moderator. I'm the admin. She has her own group, and she's the admin, I'm the moderator. You know, it works like this.
So this is all about helping people to do it themselves.
Exactly. So I could now elaborate on something, because people are probably making notes, and an hour is a short time. So if you're starting your family tree, there's no magic button. First of all, I recommend the website. Again, get your pens ready.
That's family tree. Is that one?
No.
Is that the one?
No. I'm going to recommend Genie. Genie.com, which is GENI.com, is the premier site, I think, to run your family tree, to create your family tree online. Genie.com. It's a play on words, genealogy, Genie. So Genie.com, you go there. Here's what you do. The primary person is yourself. You open your tree, you put yourself in. And once you put yourself in, you then put in the people who you naturally would know the best. Your siblings, your parents. If you got the grandparents' names, put them in. You haven't got all the info on them, put them in. You can do a nuanced approach. You can do incremental updates on each person's file as you go, but get yourself in there, get the people in there. Once that's done, you then turn to the church records. The reason I say that is...
Where will they be online, the church records?
Some are online. The Moravian Church, for example, I have found them very helpful. I was online with one of their reps, I would say, Thomas McCullough. They have their headquarters in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The head genealogist there is Paul Puker. I traveled there in person. I was there for 3 days, and I got a lot of records. I found my great-great-grandfather in their records. So the churches are very helpful. So that's one thing. That's number 2 on the list. Number 3, we get back to it, familysearch.org, the Mormon church. Use them. Number 4, ancestry.com. That is a great source as well, but they are profit-based. Be careful. You might have to find a way around the paywall that they put up, but they have records.
What we're going to do, we're going to pause for a word from our sponsors momentarily. When we return, we're going to run the clock until 11:30, and then we're going to open the lines so people can interact with you. right? So that's where you
Very
can
good.
speak to those who have questions directly, because I have tons of questions. We can speak after. But for the listening public, they may want to catch you now that you're here. We go downtown to pay tribute to Caesar, and we'll be right back.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yep, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
Buying your medication is easy with City Drug Store's curbside pickup. WhatsApp our certified pharmacist at 662-8769 with your requests. For prescriptions, take a clear photograph and send for review. We will engage you in dialogue and then provide a quotation and link for payment. You can then pay via TDC's online payment portal. And once the transaction is complete, you'll be notified that your pickup is ready. Yes, it's that easy. Send your WhatsApp message to 662-8769 to order your medications today with City Drug Store's curbside pickup service.
Fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, not full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
At 21 minutes down past 11 o'clock, we're in the studios of WIN FM. Another episode of Voices. It's the 6th day of February, Black History Month, Lovers Month, and we have in the studio with Mr. Earl Warner. He is the administrator of the St. Kitts and Nevis and Anguilla Genealogy and History Group, and he's unpacking some awesome information. We're going to take the next 10 minutes to wrap into him before we open the line to the public. Those who may have questions that they would want to direct directly to Mr. Warner. In the meantime, Mr. Warner, you may continue.
Very good. Now, I got to item 4 on the list of sources for building a family tree. Let me throw in number 5. Number 5, family. So simple. Your family knows things. Each person knows a little. And the worst thing in the world for me is when someone says to me, someone passing by, "Oh, that's your cousin, you know." But they don't tell you
how to trace it.
How is that person my cousin? Please tell me, because I don't want to just say you're my cousin. So I like facts. So family, when they say that to you, okay, how? Who's the parents? And what's this connection? You got to do that. And then official archives will help you. Now, I spoke to Mavis Vaughn at the government archives here in government headquarters on Monday. Very helpful. She helped me trace down. I had a relative. I just found him through Ancestry. I found his son, who was buried with 2 Bakers. So Warner and Baker were my great-great-grandparents.
When you say baker, you mean the title baker?
Title Baker, not
professional.
bread, not the bread people.
I think that you can be hungry.
I mean, I like my bread, my butter bread. But so she helped me a lot to find that guy. I had his birth date, April 12th, 1863. Got that through Ancestry and New York City archives. So when I came down, we found a record. There it was, April 12th, 1863. Albert, Harland Baker. And she said to me something that I knew already. And she said, "I'm sorry, Earl, but our official records started in 1859, which I knew.
1859.
Because the British government, at least the British government, did not require their officials to keep records prior to
the-
1859. So before that year, you'd have to consult the churches. We're back to the churches. The churches kept records of births, baptisms, marriages, everything. Divorces were not so common back then.
1859.
Yes.
It says. 1834 is when we got our quote-unquote emancipation.
Yes.
So official records of our people didn't really start until 1859. That was
Yes.
From
exactly.
the church. Okay.
Exactly. Quite a huge gap, isn't it?
Yeah. I pose a question to you in the interim when we want break. How will I be able to trace my roots back to determining what tribe I'm from as African? Are you saying it was difficult because?
Very difficult. The African slaves were beaten and tortured by the slave owners each time they tried to practice their religion, their cultural dances, their old ways, to remember their names. They were beaten. They were given, anglicized, westernized, Europeanized names. Look at me, for example, Warner. I am quite sure there are no Warners running around in Africa in 1600.
Some years ago, I was on tour with a family who had me drive them to the Middle Island Anglican Church Cemetery, and they claimed that they were descendants of Thomas Warner. They'd come to see where he was buried.
Interesting.
And we're speaking about the connection. And they went to Sandy Point. The Manchesters were looking at all those records because they claimed that there was some relation.
Well, got to be careful with that. If they have facts, that's great. But let me tell you, I will never call names, but someone of my relatives who was out of Suffolk, England, said to me once, "We are descended from Sir Thomas Warner." I, the researcher, said, "Prove it to me." Well, he was from Suffolk, England. Okay, fine. Well, we're from Suffolk, England. So we must be. I said, well, hold on, you can't. I said, don't forget, your people moved from Nevis in 1860 into Suffolk. There's your connection to Suffolk.
Okay.
So location is not evidence.
Migration is a factor.
Exactly. So you cannot assume. Some people are anxious to prove that they're related to someone famous, okay? But my purpose is not to prove that I come from kings. I'm here to prove where I actually came from.
And you're assisting other persons in how to actually do their own research.
Exactly.
Now, I go to Anguilla, and immigration asking me, which part of Anguilla are you from? I'm a Hodge. So the thing, naturally, I'm from Anguilla, but my roots are from there. My paternal grandmother is from there, etc. I'm from from North Hill. I attended a funeral last week, and I was told, because there's a Hodge, there's a lady up Nevis Street who wants to speak with you because she thinks she knows your grandmother and her sister. And I'm going to speak to that lady at some point because it's interesting to know exactly how far back you can trace. My grandmother was born in Anguilla in 1896. Moved to St. Kitts. I have all that history, etc., etc. But beyond that, her husband was my grandfather, Edward Hodge. So that's as far as I would have gotten. But you say Hodge, you're from Anguilla, we're family. And then again, in going a part of the African culture, every elder was referred to as auntie or uncle.
Yes.
So when you were told in growing up, that's your aunt, it was part of the culture.
Right.
Not blood family.
Yeah.
I'm in the UK, and some guys are messing up on the bus stop, and they say, "Hey, you can't be smoking here." Sorry, uncle. Sorry, uncle. It goes back to our culture in Africa.
Yeah.
Every elder was an aunt or uncle, not necessarily a blood relative. So that adds to the confusion if you don't know the origins of why, So if that's your cousin, you're right.
Yes.
Prove it. Let me know how he became my cousin or she became my cousin, etc.
Exactly. Give me proof.
Yeah.
Now, look at the food that we eat, okay? The dasheen and the elote and the ground provisions, as we call them. Exactly. I've been among people from Tanzania, people from South Africa, people from Nigeria, Kenya. They work with me. Sometimes I've been to their house for a meal with them. And when I see what they prepare and place in front of me, I go, are you sure you're not from the Caribbean? Because this is our cooking.
Yes.
And these cuts of meat that the Europeans value, we don't. I mean, a T-bone steak or porterhouse means nothing to me. A piece of finely cooked meat, well prepared, means a lot to me. If it was washed before you cook it. we have this tradition. We wash our meat. There are certain cultural things that we do. We're just different that way. Now
we need to be able to appreciate that difference and not
Exactly.
assimilate into other people's culture that doesn't reflect our best interest.
Exactly. Now, I'd like to impart one more thing to the people, some information again. Get their pens ready, guys. I mentioned Moravian Church helped me to find records. Those people in the continental US and Canada can reach this location very easily. I'd like to throw it out there. This
right
is
ahead.
the Moravian Archives. They're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. You can phone them, area code 610-866-3255. I repeat, 1-610-866-3255. Now they're at 41, that's 41 West Locust Street, locust like the insect, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 18018 if you choose to write. I would not. Just give them a call and you can visit and get your records pulled up for what's there. Like I said, I found my great-grandfather there. He was
So that means by going there in person?
in person.
Wow.
Yep. They will help you. But of course, if you want them to do it for you, there will be a slight fee.
So there'll be an online presence. They have online presence because if you
Yes.
can't go in person, they should be able to. But you said there'll be a fee for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are you not charging a fee?
Because I'm like the captain of the boat. You're doing the paddling. I'll steer. I'll guide you in the right way.
So you have over 400 members in your organization.
We
Are
have
they charging?
just under
4,000, sorry.
Just under 4,000. We have like
4,000.
3,700 something members.
Round it off.
Let's say
And it's
almost
growing.
4,000. So what we do, we get people posting on there. Hi, thank you for letting me into the group. I'm looking for so and so and so and so. My job then is to look at the names they're looking for. I type the name in, the last name into my response in the comment line. The website, Facebook, naturally brings up the list of members with that name. And I tag those people in my answer to that person, so those members will see that this person's asking the question.
Okay,
And then I leave
okay.
it alone.
Okay,
And then they'll then communicate,
okay.
you see?
We want to open the phone lines and have the public weigh in, be part of this discussion. The numbers got. Take a break first. Okay, we go downtown once more to give Caesar his due. We come back and we open the phone lines. So guys, get your questions ready to address Mr. Earl Warner. Okay? Thank you.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us. Rams is for you and me. Giving back to community. Rams is for you and me. Better for your family. Better service, better price, better value, better choice. Rewarding you for loyalty. Rams is for you and me. Better price and quality.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded, and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow! Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 100 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
We're back with Voices, but we're going to go straight to the phone lines. Caller, you're live on Voices.
Good morning, Socrates.
Good
And Good morning, Mr. Warner.
Sister Henry.
Good morning.
You could hear me?
Loud and clear.
I know the phone system wasn't working since Saturday. So good God is.
Yeah, God is good. You know you're going to call, so.
That's a blessing. I said, let me test it.
God know you're going to call,
Good morning,
so.
Mr. Warner.
Good morning.
Well, I'm so excited about what you're doing. You know, my family, well, the husband, my father was a husband. And one of the husbands descended from my father's brother, those down in Trafalgar, decided they want to have a family reunion. So they started this family tree. And I never know so many people. Well, I know a lot of them, eh? But sometimes, as you said, you hear that announcement and you hear husband. You say husband. And when you check, it's your cousin. This cousin thing is confusing, you know. I recall...
He's shaking his head. He needs to say yes because you can't.
I'm telling you,
He's shaking his head.
a lady, when I lived in the village, well, my mother said that is the word family too. That's your family. Right? So the lady, she used to sell bananas and so. Her name was Miss Liebert. Whenever she passed, she would say, family. When she come back down, she would give the children any banana. So her sister was Miss Wilkes, who lived up on Cayon Street, same in the village. They always a family. So one day, my aunt was talking to me, and she was complaining how this family, she would just pass her like that. You know? So he said, well, maybe the man didn't see you. Oh, he well see me. he came from England, right? And it turned out that his mother and my mother were two sister children.
You do a cousin?
All of their family. You go to Nevis, everybody was cousin. My father took me to Nevis to meet our family. Well, in Nevis, even the elders call you cousin, you know. Cousin, I'm only 12. And this lady, she has the Alberta Payne. We grew up calling her Auntie Bertie, right? You know what I mean, right? She was Miss Ellen, your father's wife, mother.
She's on by your family.
Miss Ellen?
Yes, my family.
Well, I know my Aunt Ellen.
Right.
Maybe that's what you're talking about. And she was over.
Ellen Seaton.
Yes. Yes.
So,
somebody in your story?
everybody saying Auntie Bertie. Well, I assume that she's my father, Auntie.
So,
the small saying Auntie Bertie, Auntie Bertie, Auntie Bertie.
let me ask you a question. Sorry, carry on.
Go ahead. And until one day, Yampy, my brother. You know Yampy?
Yes, of course.
Right, that was my father's child.
Okay.
He took us, me and my brother from St. Thomas, to see Auntie Bertie. And something tell me, ask her what she was to my grandmother, my father's mother. She said, well, me and he was brother and sister children.
There you go.
So because we're actually cousins.
Wow. Now,
You know, but the husband, there's a online ancestry tree that we have been building. Both from my side, my father's side, my husband's side. But I run into one problem. I was told that my great-grandparents came from Anguilla and moved to Nevis. So my mother's mother was a Jeffers who married to a Freeman from Rollins. But I can't find out when they got married. No, I saw when they got married. They got married in 1903. We found that, right, from the ancestry search. And we found the date for the birth of the children. With my father's mother, who came from Nevis, we were able to find that she was married, that my father's name was there. The one who died in the USA, Long Island, Joseph Stewart, his name was there, but we didn't find the others. I had learned from my aunt that often in Nevis, some people weren't registered. You know about that?
I can tell you about that. Back then, they had an aversion to naming the child at birth, or they were just not ready to name the child at
telling
birth.
somebody that, yeah.
Yes, so when you search for your ancestors, you find the birth records based on the parent's name, so you pretty much know that's the person, but there's no first name to prove it. So you have to go back and search the baptism records. By that time, they had the name ready, and they've named the person, and they sometimes will scribble in the margin. It'll be a book. They'll scribble in the margin what the birth date was.
So I've seen it on some documents.
Yes.
About 2 weeks after,
Yes.
they put in when they
Exactly.
were registered.
Yes, so you go back.
Like my mother. My mother actually has 6 names, you know. 3, she christened with 3, and she registered with 3. And when she knew she was Bernadine. She also named Bernadine Vincent. All of our birth people were Bernadine. Wow. And my brother wanted to send her to go to the Virgin Islands. Discovered that her first name was Doris.
This comes back to my point I made before, to make small additions to the person's profile as you go. Because these 6 names can be confusing. If you only have some of the names, you put them in. Then you find the others, then you add them in, and it comes up. And you know why you do that? No matter how small the fact is, the family trees talk to each other. Genie.com will talk to Ancestry.com, who will talk to 123andme.com, who will talk to Jedmatch.com. And you get a flag coming to you saying, this person in your tree exists in that tree over there, and that tree is run by so-and-so. Next thing you know, you're emailing that person. So
that is what you do. You connect
you connect.
The trees?
Exactly. So can I ask
maybe,
you what?
Maybe if you get in contact with our tree. I don't know, it's a Facebook thing.
What tree? What website do you run your tree on, if I may ask?
I think it's Osborne, you know.
No,
I know my daughter Carol.
Okay.
Does a lot of the searching.
Is it on Ancestry or is it on Genie?
No, I think they go there to look up. They go to Ancestry. To look up plus local knowledge.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. Most libraries around the world will give you free access to Ancestry. If you pay Ancestry on your own, it'll cost you about $30 to $35 a month.
Wow.
You go into your library, and there'll be an area where you can just tap into the terminal and access Ancestry for free.
How can you find people who went to England? Now, my husband's father was a Riley, right?
Mm-hmm.
His brother was here. You know the builder, Samuel Riley?
Yes, I recall Riley.
Right, that's my husband's uncle.
Now,
his father went to England, and one day his uncle came from England and said his father had 11 children in England.
Okay.
Whom we have never met.
Here's the thing. The passenger lists on the ships, because it was all ships back then, those were private. You would think they were public record. No, the passenger lists belonged to the ship, and the ship was a private enterprise. So you won't get access to those. Those companies closed down. The records sank with them, pardon the pun. So it's the landing records you're looking for. If they went to England, and you're sure they went to England, you got to contact the port. Yes, you got to contact the port authorities of Southampton or Bristol, one of those places. Now, the UK National Archives can guide you in that.
All right.
So just write this down.
Imagine if you got 11 siblings and you've never met any.
Right. If you
it
have
would be good for my children to know.
Yes. If you have a clue of where they are living in England, then you can look at the closest port, and they'll have records of the people that landed there.
Oh, yeah. So keep up the good work.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sister
And
Henry.
I want to encourage people to look in there because I usually I have all granddaughters, right? And I have to be sharing warning. Don't friend nobody with that name there.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Don't go across there.
We have a couple of giveaways, and the question that relates to the topic. And this one is sponsored by, let me bring it down, Angel's Exquisite Cake and Cupcakes, and she's sponsoring a giveaway. The question is, name 3 sources you can find information to start your family tree. For the folks who have been listening, this should be easy. This should be easy. The question is, name 3 sources you can find information to start your family tree. And this question is sponsored by Angel's Exquisite Cake and Cupcakes. And the numbers to call is 466-0989, 662-0989, and if your father feel, you have 718-285-6983. Chris Collins, I forget your number, but of course, Chris is saying this is very good because it would prevent people from marrying their cousins. That's the only thing. So that's the first question. We're going to entertain that. Name 3 sources you can find information to start your family tree, and the phone lines are open, 662-0989. Mr. Warner is here, so in the meantime, the phone is yours. The mic is yours.
Okay. I have one thing to pass on to people again. Again, get your pens ready. An email address I created just for this. If you would like to know more about doing your family tree research, you must first join my group. And to do that, you send an email along to sknagh@hotmail.com. And that stands for St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla Genealogy and History. Okay? I might do an auto return on that where you get an auto response with the info, but for now I'll be answering that myself directly. And to get you into the group, and you get your help from there.
SKNGH. Okay, let me forget it for now. But what of the persons who are doing this as a business, as a service that they charge for? What do you say to those folks?
What
would you say to those folks? They should not?
They certainly should. They are providing a service. Their time is valuable, and they're welcome to charge for their services as long as people are willing to pay that fee.
Okay.
My group welcomes them in. They can join my group, and there are a number of people, professional genealogists, who are in my group.
For research purposes, I guess?
Exactly.
There you go.
And they also get business from there, because some people detect their presence in the group. We'll contact them directly and say, can you help me?
The phone lines are still open. Angels Exquisite Cake and Cupcakes is offering a giveaway. And there are 3 questions. Name 3 sources where you can find information to start your family tree. And then the other would be a bottle of wine. And this one's make me scratch my brain. For a bottle of wine, answer this question: who is your sister's, brother's, wife? All persons in this question are different. I can't figure it out. I'll repeat it. Who is?
Right.
So maybe I'm going to slow the man with the great matters that functioning. Who is your sister's wife? Okay. And for this, if you get this right, you get a bottle of wine. All right? It's Love Week. It's Valentine's. We have cupcakes. We have wine on the table. And I love the decor. So, Mr. Warner, the lines are open. Anyone want to try their hand at this one? 6620989, 4660989, 718-285-6984.
Okay. I got the answer. I'm not going to spoil it. Now, while we wait for a call, I'm going to just say, you can track health issues in your family to give you indication of who is your family. A certain condition might be passed on, by genes. Your genes come from someone else. In my case, I clear my throat a lot. I have sinus issues. And
so do I.
There you go. And I've had family members, my father's side, who have had sinus issues. My father had sinus issues. My father's brother had sinus issues. So it affects you, and you can pretty much tell a person the shape of the face, plus the clearing their throat. Excuse me, who are your parents?
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Well, my Benjamin side is not so easy, but my Warner side, they have a certain shape to the face, all of them. You see, my uncle, he married a woman of Portuguese descent. They came to St. Kitts from the Portuguese islands, Madeira and those.
Cape Verde Islands?
Exactly. So there's a certain shape to the face. My mother's people now, they have a certain shape as well. They got the broad nose, the wide forehead, the rounder face, shorter body shape.
Stature.
And all of this. So those things help, And I've done my DNA through Ancestry DNA. I've done Family Tree DNA. I am 31% British Irish. I'm 69% African. And of that 69%, a good 50% of that is from the Congo. My people were Mbuti people, and they speak the Bantu language. So that guides me to know Congo is where I should be going.
There's a place just east of Brimstone Hill. We used to call Bantu. One of my tours back then, I said, okay, Bantu slave used to be there. And I was corrected to say that it's not a tribe, it was a language that spoke Bantu language. So they were there just east of, in the New Guinea area. That's where a lot of those guys, who used to call them Bantu, right? We have a time for a quick break before we come back to wrap up. Okay, we're going to pause one more time, go down to make some money, and Mr. Warner will come back right with you.
Fruta, fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, no full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real, real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yep, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
So check it out.
TDC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TDC Financial Services. We are strong. TDC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
And we're back. We got about 10 minutes creeping up on the midday hour when we pause for the midday newscast. Do we have any calls on the line? At the moment, okay. If you want to join the conversation, we're speaking to Mr. Earl Warner, and he's the administrator of the St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla Genealogy and History Group. And that's on Facebook with almost 4,000 members. And we now take this call from the public. Call you live on Voices.
I say nobody want the cake and the one.
Talk to us.
You see, I done trace diabetes.
Interesting.
The family.
Okay.
Anyway, let me try.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to say, you see Sylvine?
Yes.
Where's Journey? And Africa.
And Africa. And there's a shipping port today, but that's not doing well. So Africa,
journeying on a ship.
Africa should be on this.
Yes.
Yes. Where's Journey? Everybody will Africa.
I don't know.
So tell us the diabetes story. What's the diabetes story?
Well, the truth is, I still struggle with it because my mother was diagnosed in her 70s. My father never had it. I don't think they worked too hard. You follow?
Yeah.
And they didn't even have to treat her long. So I suppose in my sedentary life.
That was dietary and hereditary combined.
Yes.
It was a diet they gave us.
Because I said my mother was in her 70s when they said that she had sugar in her blood. You know that kind of story?
Sugar in the blood, they say that.
But they work so hard really if they had it. And now she had high blood pressure.
Can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Do you recall that some people used to make a drink here called swank?
It was a common thing.
I drank it.
God bless it.
It was pure
Sugar.
brown sugar and water.
And if you got a lime from time to
Sometimes
time.
some lime. Yes.
Lime
yes.
and limes in.
And the amount
Cheryl
of
know
lime.
anything about that.
Who don't know?
She does. The amount of lime in the swank didn't raise to the level of lemonade. That's why it's just swank. Now that will lead to diabetes if you keep doing that all your life.
But then
But
people
you
were
remember,
active
you
at the time, so it helped. You have to.
We now just drink one little thing, the sugar gone up. They drink a whole, this kind of butter pan, with the cheese pan they used to use.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the ice and the lime. You
And
bury the
your
lime in the
bread,
yard.
and the yellow butter melting in the butter.
Yep.
I don't tell people I don't know, we never had cholesterol.
We were
I think
active.
we worked so hard.
Correct. We just didn't know we had it.
Sharon said you
people
had it,
have
but you
it.
didn't know.
No. My doctors and so were the people. They were more anybody had was old people. There was one old man, and you know they used to use the tube, the glass tube test the sugar and stuff. Everybody
yes.
would know that this man had diabetes. But their doctor, they had high blood pressure. A lot of fixed note. Anyway, you could start with your family, especially the older ones, you know. You start your search there.
Yeah.
And you have ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
You have the churches.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Moravian thing in Canada. You have the Mormons.
Yes.
Those are the folks you identified today.
Yes,
By
you
the way,
mentioned.
did you find out where the Anglican took theirs?
I've been looking into the Anglican. No, I have not.
But you should, you know, because I'll tell you something. It's a history.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they were the prominent church. And after emancipation, they passed a law. Because after emancipation, a lot of the slaves renamed themselves. You know that?
That would
Are
make
you aware of
sense.
it?
I'm not aware.
That's history.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did.
Mm.
And the Anglican Church said that the only marriage that they would recognize were those done in the Anglican Church. Remember, the Methodists used to marry, the Moravian used to marry, plus you had the ancestral jump in the broom.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to remarry. Some men divorced their wives who had married in slavery. Because once they did not remarry, they were not considered remarried. So the Moravian and the Methodists had to, if they wanted to marry anybody, had to go into an Anglican church with an Anglican minister present for that marriage to be recognized.
Wow.
So some of the names that we have, we gave ourselves. If you read the history book, you see it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us were not named after our owner.
So how did that impact your research when you were building your tree? I assume you have a tree that you're building.
Oh, you saw it?
No,
You say you assume that you're building one, so
how did?
Yeah. It was started by, I think it's a Yande, you know.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter?
My daughter does a lot of they're trying to find all the husband.
Okay.
So I said, why not look for my people? So we start by what we know. That's the way you start.
Yes, you put yourself in and those around you that you know, you build from there. So how's the tree?
No, you don't actually put your name in, you put in your mother, your grandmother. We started with our grandmother.
Okay.
We know her name was Margaret Jeffers, who married to John James Freeman from Brickland, not Brickhill, Rollins.
Okay.
That we knew.
Mm-hmm.
But as to exactly where they got married, we saw this certificate where they were married in 1903. The children were born, one in 1906, one in 1908, one in 1910, one in 1914, and one in the 20s. Okay. So all of them was here. So we started with my mother's mother.
Okay.
But we can't find anything before the information about the marriage.
What year?
I want to know where they were married, whether Anguilla Nevis got for to get Jeffers from Nevis, eh?
Okay. What year was the marriage that you're trying to find?
1903.
That should be available. But I recall there was a fire here.
Margaret Jeffers,
Mm-hmm.
married to John Joseph Freeman. It is there. But as to where they got married, I'm not sure if they married in Nevis or they married in St. Kitts.
Well, the
Because
Jeffers.
they then moved to Hainsmith Village, which is a new settlement.
At the time.
The village.
Uh-huh.
That opened about 1993 somewhere there. And they were married in 1903, which is just a few years after. And the first they were born in Hainsmith in 1906. So that is a fairly new thing.
Did you look in Nevis for any Jeffers
That
origins?
is it. No, the problem is that I think the St. Kitts is one bunch together.
Well, you
Yes,
know what
sir?
they say? You know what they say? If you scratch a division, you find a petition. If you scratch a petition, you find a division.
I think I heard support in it said that thing on the body from St. Kitts, you know.
We're on divisions? Okay, let me tell you something. I was born in a little house on George Street in Newtown. And as long as I knew myself, I'm a Kittitian. And when I did my family tree, I found out that we were on divisions.
I see.
I'm telling you, support when you said ding and a Kittitian.
Interesting perspective.
We all come
You said
from-
only divisions and Anguillians?
Anguilla, we come from Anguilla too.
Yeah. Okay, one of my...
I want to know we're in Anguilla. So if you could find out, I'll give you the name, right? Her name was Margaret Jeffers.
You got a job?
Have a job? You're looking for
you-
Margaret?
No, you have an incentive. So what did I win?
Oh, you're supposed to identify one of the three methods of, let me find...
Sources? I think they said
You
three.
say you mentioned two, which is the church and ancestry.com. What's the other method?
The other method is go down the archives. They're down there too, you know.
Yeah.
Is that listed as one of the answers, Mr. Warner?
Yes, it is.
It is?
It is.
So, well, you can't eat cake.
No, but I got grandchildren, you know.
I've grandchildren.
I have seven beautiful grandchildren to make sure that when they look in the ancestry, they see my name.
Okay, can you help me out and send an email to the email address I put out before?
You want some information on it?
No, I'd like you to email me because I wrote down the name you're looking for, but we have to communicate. Send an email to sknagh@hotmail.com, and let's take it from there.
Yeah, 'cause I want to find out the Anguilla part and the Nevis part. I know for sure that they lived in Nevis.
Okay. Now, just to let you know, this is not what I do, but I'll do that for you. How's that?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay.
And I must let my daughter send you the family tree to have?
You can do
Quite
that,
extensive.
but typically people can't get into family trees unless they're in the tree already. I won't get into your tree at all.
I don't think so. I think it's on Facebook they do it.
Okay, just a note for listeners and viewers. Sorry to interrupt you. We're just a bit late with the newscast, so we're going to continue until then. But the prize you would have won, Sister Henry, is a prize from Angels Exquisite Cake and Cupcakes. And the name of the winner for Angel is Sister Sylvine Henry. I call her sister because they say don't call her elder, even though, you know what I mean? Right? If you didn't get the bottle of wine, that's for the next person. I don't know if you drink wine, etc., but you would have won for your grandchildren. Right? And it's from Angels Exquisite Cupcakes. Mr. Warner can give him more information because of
Yeah,
his
and before
question.
you go, call me on my house line sometime today.
Okay.
465-3645.
465-3635. And by the way, Rosemary is listening. She already have some more items to ship down.
But that is it. I want to talk to you about it.
You want to talk about it? Okay, Rosemary.
I got some help.
You got some help? Beautiful. So you think it's 465? 465? Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Are we still on hold? Okay. 466-662-0989, 466-0989, well, back up. 662-0989, 466-0989. Get you on the conversation. We're speaking to Mr. Warner, and he is the administrator of the St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla Genealogy and History Group. We're discussing ways and methods of, finding your roots, etc. And their giveaways, I just lost it again. But I was recommending that to him. He says, he's trying to stay as long as he can. The giveaways, okay. You don't want him on anymore? Mr. Warner, the mic is yours.
Okay, now folks, I threw this email address out so you can email for information, but if you don't want to wait for that and you're already a Facebook user or about to join Facebook, you can directly find the group on Facebook. Just search for St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla, Genealogy and History, on Facebook. There's a hyphen between St. Kitts and Nevis, another hyphen between Nevis and Anguilla. So it's St. Kitts hyphen Nevis hyphen Anguilla, genealogy and history on Facebook.
Okay.
You'll find it there.
And there was a question about folks who live overseas, but this is global.
It's global.
It is global. So if you're overseas,
Yes.
some of the like churches, they have online presence.
Yes.
But you say there's a fee.
There's a fee if they have to do it for you.
If they have to do it for you.
Because they're going to pay a staff member to do it for you. Therefore, they're not going to go into a deficit on your
So
behalf.
you're here to educate people, a person, how to do it themselves.
Yeah.
How to start, etc.
Exactly. Now, I mentioned the family history centers, which are around the world. They are worldwide. The Mormon Church will locate the family history centers at their churches, their locations. And what I will offer to do for people, if they join the Facebook group and they mention that they want to visit a family history center and they have trouble navigating the website, which could be a bit quickly, I use that site a lot. I will ask you where you are, and I will send you the closest location of a family history center to you, along with the phone number. How's that for an offer?
That's pretty good. I'm trying to find somebody to send me a request for your number.
Number?
They want to get in direct contact with you, or if you want to use an email address.
The email is good. If the person is local, I don't mind them having my local number while I'm here. I'm here for another week.
Okay. So the email address is, for those who would actually join late, you can give them as much contact information as possible.
Yes, the email address again is sknagh@hotmail.com, sknagh@hotmail.com. And of course, the Facebook group is St. Kitts-Nevis-Anguilla Genealogy and History.
There you go. And that's good time to introduce the midday newscast. I'm hoping that you can stick around for a bit longer because it's a very interesting topic. But at the moment, we must pause for the midday newscast. Thanks for listening to our viewers and listeners. We will be right back after the midday newscast.
Found the sound 98.9 FM. WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission, and NHC.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in collaboration with the Department of Environment, continues to seek the partnership of the public in this recycling initiative. Collect and bring your plastic bottles, metal and aluminum cans at any of our collection points in St. Kitts and Nevis. In St. Kitts, visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Dieppe Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout. In Nevis, the collection points are Old Artisan Village, Big Six, Delta Petroleum, and X-Petrol. Do visit our Facebook and Instagram pages called Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis and Department of Environment, St. Kitts, for more information on the collection schedule for these recycling points. In St. Kitts, you can call the Department of Environment at 466-8535, and for Nevis, call Nevis Solid Waste Management at 869-469-1762. Let's recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis as we work towards establishing a more friendly place.
NHC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less. Worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
That was the winner.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured. Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
The International Monetary Fund recently published its preliminary findings, saying that the outlook is positive for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, but there is room for improvement in enhancing the labor market and encouraging economic diversification and strengthening the financial system after an official staff mission led by Mr. Alexandre Chailu to St. Kitts and Nevis from January 16th through 27th, 2023. After meetings with the public and private sector and other stakeholders, the mission head issued the following statement. Quote, St. Kitts and Nevis is recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic and cost of living crisis. The large fiscal buffers accumulated over a decade of prudent fiscal policy have supported the authorities' forceful policy response to protect the livelihood of the population. The outlook is positive but subject to downside risks in the short term, primarily stemming from global headwinds impacting key tourism source markets and commodity price volatility. Preserving the country's legacy of fiscal prudence is in a context of concerns over the sustainability of Citizenship by Investment program resources and of a pressing need for investment in climate change adaptation will require prioritizing policies. This includes tightening the fiscal stance through phasing out crisis-related measures, rationalizing and controlling current spending, streamlining social transfers, and a holistic overhaul of the taxation framework. Fiscal space could support investment in climate change adaptation, accelerate economic diversification, and restore waning competitiveness. Concentration of risk in the banking sector calls for a business model change, including de-risking of the investment portfolio, addressing legacy asset quality issues, and safeguarding government deposits while supporting credit growth and financial stability. End quote. Gross domestic product is estimated to have grown by 9% in 2022. Federation's economy was negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, the GDP contracting 14.5% in 2020 and 4.3% in 2021, according to the IMF. The IMF reported that despite receiving record high CBI revenues, the government incurred the most significant primary deficit in 2 decades. Tourism recovery has lagged in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union and other Caribbean territories because of COVID restrictions. Average inflation rose to only 2.7%. The previous administration repurchased land which totaled 7.6% of the GDP from the land-to-debt swap arrangement, which reduced deposits and contingent liability, keeping GDP at 12%. However, according to the IMF, the outlook is positive, with risks tilted to the downside, suggesting that external factors could still affect growth, projected at 4.5% for 2023. A strong recovery in tourism and other service sectors would help keep certain risks at bay. However, the external factors that could negatively impact the industry still present a clear and present risk. Dependence on citizenship by investment revenue is a significant source of vulnerability. The report also suggested that a holistic overhaul of the taxation framework would be needed to reduce dependency on CBI and to maintain fiscal space. Additionally, reforming the property tax to support the housing market and home ownership and reintroducing a personal income tax could strengthen fiscal sustainability, improve fairness and equity, and achieve inclusive growth. Also, the IMF suggested that local banks should strengthen with an emphasis on de-risking, among other suggestions, to bolster the growth of the Federation's economy.
A major earthquake has killed over 1,000 people in southeastern Turkey and northern Syria, with the death toll expected to rise further. The 7.8 magnitude quake struck at 4:17 a.m. local time, with its epicenter near the Turkish city of Gaziantep, where several buildings have collapsed. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said on Twitter that search and rescue teams were immediately dispatched to areas hit by the quake. Meanwhile, the country's interior minister has appealed to people not to enter damaged buildings due to the risks of collapse and to keep roads clear to allow ambulances and emergency services access to the affected areas. In Syria, territory in both regime and rebel control have been affected. The region is home to millions of refugees displaced due to the decade-long civil war in Syria.
Now, we've got to talk about Beyoncé today because she has broken the record for the most wins in Grammys history. She won 4 awards this time, bringing her total to 32. Music's biggest night has come to an end in Los Angeles. It went on and on and on for hours. The British singer Harry Styles won the first and final award in the televised show. It's the 65th Grammy Awards. He picked up the coveted Album of the Year in addition to Best Pop Solo. So someone who had the job of watching the entire thing was our North America correspondent Peter Bowes.
Things couldn't be going better for her, could they? As you say, she's just announced this world tour. Renaissance, which is the album that she was nominated for, has been critically acclaimed, arguably the best work that she's done. And I think what is so remarkable about this is that here she is, the most successful Grammy-winning artist of all time, winning a career total of 32, 4 on the night. But she is still at the peak of her career. She has many years ahead of her, so we can only imagine what might be to come in the years ahead. So a phenomenal achievement. What was interesting on the night was that for the first award that she won at the main ceremony, there are actually 2 ceremonies, one a little bit earlier where she won 2 and then 2 later on. She actually wasn't at the ceremony, and we were told that she had been delayed in Los Angeles traffic, which can happen to the best of us. She did eventually turn up and made quite an emotional acceptance speech.
It's quite funny, really, when you think about it, that even Beyoncé could be stalled on her biggest night ever by the traffic in LA. Let's talk about the Brits. I mean, Harry Styles, to a degree, stealing the show as well. I mean, I'm looking at what he wore. He looked incredible. A very energetic performance from him, but also awards as well.
He was energetic, he was as flamboyant as usual, and he really did steal the show because a lot of people had expected Album of the Year to go to Beyoncé because it seemed like it was just building up to be her night. It was her night, but it could have been even better. But Harry Styles took Best Album for Harry's House, and as you say, he won another award, a couple of other awards as well, which really just caps a great period in time for his career. He's in a hit movie at the moment. He is a film star. He, of course, had a long history as a boy band star, and now here he is as a Grammy-winning solo artist as well. Things couldn't be going any better.
Now, I want to mention Viola Davis because she also won an award, which means that she achieves the EGOT. Is that how you say it? Forgive me if and correct me if I'm wrong, which is quite an incredible achievement.
Yes, EGOT is entertainment industry shorthand for someone who's won an Emmy and a Grammy and an Oscar and
a Tony.
Those are the 4 big award ceremonies, yes, and she's won all of them, as have a handful of other artists. In fact, she's only the 18th person to win in all of those different types of award shows. She won the Grammy for voicing essentially the audio book of her autobiography called Finding Me. And again, this was many, many hours ago. We've had about 8 or 9 hours worth of ceremony with the 2 shows, and this was right at the beginning. But she too was very emotional about that achievement because so few people have done it.
That was the Win FM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission, and NHC.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, Only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoyed the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
NHC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less. Worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
The Taiwan Technical Mission, in collaboration with the Department of Environment, continues to seek the partnership of the public in this recycling initiative. Collect and bring your plastic bottles, metal and aluminum cans at any of our collection points in St. Kitts and Nevis. In St. Kitts, visit us at Buckley's across the road from Best Buy Supermarket, in Dieppe Bay on the lawn westward of the football playing field, and in the vicinity of Connery Roundabout. In Nevis, the collection points are Old Artisan Village, Big Six, Delta Petroleum, and X-Petrol. Do visit our Facebook and Instagram pages called Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis and Department of Environment, St. Kitts, for more information on the collection schedule for these recycling points. In St. Kitts, you can call the Department of Environment at 466-8535, and for Nevis, call Nevis Solid Waste Management at 869-469-1762. Let's recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis as we work towards establishing a more friendly place.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
It's 12:28 in the studios of WINNFM 98.9, and it's another episode of Voices. It's the 6th day of February. It's a Monday, and we're in about a week from now. We'll be celebrating Valentine's. Look at the decor in the studio, and this is called Love Week. Just to let you know, but we have a much more important and pressing conversation with Mr. Warner. And we were giving giveaways this morning. I'm happy to announce that Miss Teresa Berry is the winner of the second question, so she can give her number to the studios and come and claim a bottle of wine. She is the winner of that second question that was posed. Who is your sister's brother's wife? I still don't get it, but of course, that's a different story. In the studios with us today, we would have had for the better part of the morning, Mr. Okay, we go to the phone lines. I hope it is Ms. Berry or my friend. Good day, caller 11 Voices.
Good day, the King.
Good day, sir. Your name was called earlier. Johnny, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Is your guest still in the studio?
Mr. One is still here.
I am.
Okay. Good day to the gentleman there. I listened this morning. I was a bit under the weather, so I didn't
Sorry to
call,
hear that.
but I'm calling now because I want to put a twist on his subject of topic today. And why I'm doing this is because of what I heard in the midday news. I don't know if you heard the news, but the news mentioned Viola Davis won an award for her autobiography on a topic, Finding Me, Finding Her.
Okay.
Now, your guest is there speaking about the family tree and genealogies. Now, my twist on all this is, here we have Viola Davis winning an award for finding me, finding her in her autobiography. My question is, and respectfully, when we became lost? Because for me, the King, I am you and you are me. I am my ancestors and my ancestors are me. The totality of creation in life is to reprocreate. Are you following me?
To reprocreate.
So when we became lost, and who caused us to become lost, that we now have to find ourselves? If I am you and you are me, and the totality of creation is to reprocreate life, eternal. You know, this misery that the enemy have put upon us. Let me say good afternoon to Mrs. Henry. No, she's listening and she's going to have a different take on this. But, you know, we all have our revelation. The history is there. Because the King, I'm going to take you back to when I mentioned Lord Macaulay's letter of his observation on the continent. What did he say? That the British will not be able to break the culture, the tradition, the spirituality, and the backbone of a people. We were together then. We were a collective body of people. We were in harmony with ourselves, and we had everything. Because these creatures, they took everything from us, and they gave us their agenda and their narrative. So why are we now having to find our family tree?
Because there's been an interruption in our development. We've been scattered, as you know it.
Who caused that interruption?
We have already identified the many nationalities or races who were instrumental in that scattering.
Follow me in this, right? Follow me in this. Yes, there are many different tribes and different nationalities, but an order was established. An order was established by our Creator. Our creators, rather. The first creator that made us flesh gave us an order. And what was the order, the king? You shall eat of every herbs of the earth. And the enemy came and sowed the seed of corruption, the seed of division. You know, for me, right, I know I might be all over the place right now with this, but remember, many quotes and texts in the scriptures that says the people were together when they were building the Babel Tower, and God came down and confounded their language. What is the language, the king?
Who was the people?
Language is culture. It's the linguistic of communication. But God came down and he confounded it. Now, there are many school of thought to this Babel Tower and the confounding of a language. Because bear in mind that the idea of how they wanted to get to heaven, well, that's not the way you get to heaven. Heaven is within you. But take from this that the oneness of a people. Now, who would be against oneness? If a body of people are in harmony and oneness, which God it was that came down and confounded that oneness?
Let me ask a question.
Following me on this, but we have to be. Let us make common sense become common sense again.
Fair enough.
Because
Got your statement. I want to ask a question.
that they gave us, I'm going to finish now, because like I said, I'm putting a different twist on what your guest topic is. We are finding our family tree, and nothing is wrong with that, because I know that my ancestors came from Ghana. I already know my African name. But let us look at what caused us to become broken or lost. So now we have to find our family tree, because again,
It's part of the healing process. This I would identify as being part of the healing process.
Yes, the king.
Knowledge of self is so very important.
Bear in mind, the king. I am you, you are me. I am my ancestors, and my ancestors are me. Because life is eternal. All that we learn about, the earth going to be destroyed and there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, all that is happening presently. But we are looking for a new earth coming down out of the sky. But the earth is cleaning itself today from that regime of wickedness. We are no longer in the age of Pisces. We're in Aquarius now. Do your research, the king.
Sir.
Thank you for hearing me.
Okay.
Most welcome. Ms. Teresa Berry, please contact WINNFM. The number to call is 6620989 and come and collect your pride. 466. Okay. 466-9586, that's the office number. You can now come and collect your winning prize, a bottle of wine, for answering the question correctly. Mr. Warner?
Yes. So getting back to the topic, we talked about why are we lost?
Yep.
To be honest, we were physically separated from our culture. This scourge called slavery was
interruption.
Interruption. Let's
Put
go
it
with
delicately.
Yes, let's
About
go with
developments.
Let's go with that.
All right.
Now, a lot of us are feeling lost because we don't know where we came from, who our people were, so we're searching, and hence all these groups pop up, including mine. You know, and I want people to understand the melting pot that we actually are. Now, my DNA, I found Vietnamese in my DNA, in my results. I found Hispanic. I found Irish, I found German, I found British, and there's also Scandinavian. On the African side, my DNA is spread like a blanket. I've got 3% Morocco. I've got, like I said, 50% of my African is out of the Congo. So that's 50% of 69%, which is 30-something% of me is Congolese. You know, and there's Nigerian, there's Kenyan, I think there was a bit of East Africa in there. There was
You mix up.
There was Mali. I mixed up. So I want to let people know that I'm not unique. The gentleman just said, he is me and I am him. So if I am this mixed up, trust me, all of us are mixed up like this. So it'll be an insurmountable task to try to trace your DNA back to a specific tribe or region of Africa. If you do, I applaud you. I know that Congo is most of me, so I applaud myself for knowing that. But it'll be difficult. Don't expect too much, but please keep trying because the journey is the thing. Just being on that path is a good thing to do.
We have a call. Caller, welcome to the program. You're live on Voices.
Oh, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sister.
That's home and about. Good morning. I mean, not good morning.
Afternoon now.
Good afternoon, Journey. See, you just wake up. You're starting to just wake up. How reliable is this DNA thing? Because, as you said, you end up with all of 40 set of people.
Yeah.
And there's no getting around it. They're being mixed.
They have some...
Either before or after.
Okay.
Some of us were unmixed by emancipation, all one mix. But after that, we have mixed ourselves. And so there is nothing wrong, because actually what you're doing is saving your children and their children from marrying and procreating inside of your same
circle.
Race, not your race, your family.
Yes.
Circle, family tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this, if I may interrupt, this is a major reason for having a family tree that's well put together, because
that's how I see it,
Yes.
You may go off into the long thing, but why we lost and
Yep.
well, everybody lost.
We are.
Even who think the Caucasian lost, let them go and test.
Right.
Find out that the African they suck the black woman breast, drink her milk. You know what I mean?
Well, Mother
so
Africa.
My good friend Journey, there is need. You wouldn't want to wake up one morning and discover that your mother was your sister.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if I meet a lovely young lady right now and I want to take her out for dinner or something, I'm going to open the family tree first and have a look.
You better, because as somebody was saying, somebody had 19 children and things. Sometimes they don't even tell those who home. Some get them in Nevis. My father had children in Nevis. I just wonder how we got to work out. And 2 families in St. Kitts.
Well, what's the old joke? Your sister is your cousin, but your mom doesn't know? Or
I'm telling you.
Your mama is your mama.
Had cases in St. Kitts where a girl got trained by her brother.
Right.
And sometimes somebody say, you know who's so-and-so, or you get a child. Your child look like me. You say, look like who?
Yep.
And then the person say, yeah, no, that the boy is your brother.
In
People have been
2013...
entangled, and when your emotions, you don't love the person, you know how heartbreaking it is?
In 2013, Sister Henry, when family had a family reunion, the Hards, the Wilkes from Keys, etc., etc., the Joseph from St. Peter's, we had this big family reunion. A sister of mine living on St. Thomas, her boyfriend living on St. Croix, were both making plans to come home for the family reunion.
For the same thing.
And then they were like, hey, with the same family reunion, they were related, they were the problem.
I'm telling you,
It happens.
I've had a relative like that. People fall in love, and then usually an older person will say, what are you doing with Socrates? You ain't know his mother is your auntie.
It has happened.
And it keep happening.
Yep, got to be careful.
So it is for our own good. And look, we
Fundamentally
are
important what Mr. One is doing.
We are people with history, whether you like the history or not.
Yep, and I must say something. In a country, we are not officially the smallest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
In a country as small as this, what are the odds that a person you meet could be in some way related? Whether
and
it's
there migration.
Exactly.
You always see you run into somebody from Singles, hey, from Singles, but you don't know there's a blood relation.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, so it's good to know. Also, I understand Johnny's paying. Johnny, you're killing yourself now. Tell you already. Concentrate.
So
I understand what you want to say. But
yeah.
There is subject and context
Yeah.
and topic.
Now, back to your question about how much do we trust this DNA thing. They have these things called markers in the DNA. And the amount of markers you have in your blood indicate how strong the connection is to a certain person. That's why Ancestry, for example, not just Ancestry, but I'll use them, they will tell you the likelihood. They won't say exact. They will say this person is likely your fifth or sixth cousin. This person is likely your second or third cousin. It's never, this person is definitely your first cousin or whatever. They will say indications are 99% indication of possibility.
These are the markers.
Yes, the markers. They will not commit themselves because they know.
Oh, because I want to know.
You want to know, but you see, if you want to know, if you want to know, trust me, they will take your money.
That's what I mean.
Yes, they will go further and tell you more, but there'll be that $3,000 basic payment, and it won't end there. And we're talking U.S. dollars. So
let me say something to the men. This thing about wrong child. Let me get the wrong child story straight here. It's wrong child. Remember, as the gentleman said, a lot of us went into the master's kitchen, right? And somehow we come out black.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have black married to black, and the child come out fair. And all of a sudden, everybody knows wrong child.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, no test, you know. Sometimes they don't even ask you. Because your mother might say your grandmother was like in the village, Portuguese. We had a lot of Portuguese and those who came from Saba and Statia.
Mm-hmm.
We well mixed up between Newton Ground, Bay,
we all
and
are.
the village.
Let me tell you, my maternal side was Benjamin. And when I began digging the Benjamin history, I bumped into Ibel. Sorry?
I got to ask about the Benjamin
Sure,
because it turned
sure.
out
Ask me now. Go ahead.
my husband's grandmother, they were Benjamin. You know, Mr. Benjamin who had this store?
I recall him, yes.
On Keon Street?
On Central Street, right next to Fort Albridge.
Central.
Okay.
Where they have this, where Burger King, I think is in there now.
Hmm.
He had a store there. All jam up.
Okay. Let me tell you how things deviate.
Now, wait. Why I tell you so? When we were checking the ancestry for his mother's mother, there is Alderman Henry, but she was listed as Martha Benjamin, who married to Harold Henry from Antigua.
Okay.
And so you have the Benjamin. So I just say, where did Henry come from? So the Benjamin, and I heard that this Benjamin, my husband's great-grandmother, her name was Vicky Benjamin. You know, Lucky Henry and all of those, and Val Henry and their grandmother, their great-grandmother, was this, all that land they said down there, was this man Benjamin owned a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to figure out, did she marry to the Benjamin or what?
You have some digging to do.
Yeah.
But
because as I said, when we're doing this search, we found her married, and the marriage is, she's down as Martha Benjamin. She was twin. This man, Mr. Hanley, who used to teach piano on Spratt Street, below Jenkins.
The funeral home people?
Right, just below, on Spratt Street.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the lady in there, we should call her Aunt Mem, she and my husband, grandmother, or great-grandmother, were twins.
Mm.
And they're named down as Benjamin.
Well,
So
I'll tell you. Martha Benjamin. Martha is a name that runs in the Benjamin side. You mentioned the Martha to me, and I have a Martha as well. And you mentioned Mem, and we called Martha Mem. And Mem Benjamin became, that's Mem Benji.
Mem is Mary, because Martha was my husband's grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
But they own land on Spot Street.
Hmm.
And then Benjamin owned the store. And his daughter, Valda Benjamin. A whole set of Benjamin. Some of them in England.
Yeah, they're all over the place. But I'll tell you,
A lot of them in Canada.
there's a mix of people, and you have to trace the males. The males will help you. And when you find the males, you check for the marriage to see what other name is involved. I'll give you an example. My mother, okay, was Sylvia Celestine Benjamin. She married my father, Ernest Lloyd Warner, so she's now, Sylvia Warner. But when I started digging backwards, her father was George Ebenezer Benjamin, who married Catherine Sophia Eibel. So Eibel came in. I have Eibel in me. Now that George Ebenezer, his father was William Benjamin, got married in 1885 to Anne Folin. So I now have Folin in me. And then his father, William Benjamin Sr., got married in 1848 to Elizabeth Payne. So I'm now tracking Payne, Folin, Eibel, Benjamin, Warner. You see?
I've been Payne. My father, mother was a Payne.
There you go.
Payne from Cotton Ground Back Village. Alberta Payne and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
John Benjamin in Anguilla.
So it is not a useless or waste of time exercise, my good friend Journey.
No, it's not.
You should appreciate it.
It is useful.
Very useful. Because at least it's so. Even though we were scattered, we did not lose our connection. It flows in the blood.
Sister Henry, Mr. One has to release shortly, as actually stayed over
Thank you for
the
coming.
time.
And I hope people use your services and your suggestions. Eh?
Right.
I hope so.
So I'm going to give him a chance.
Because everybody wants to know where they come from, who is their cousin, the auntie, the uncle.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much for joining us and sharing. I'm going to give a chance, Mr. Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin.
I am.
Okay,
Mr.
okay,
Benjamin
okay.
as well as Mr. Warner.
Mr. Warner Benjamin to share some of the initial information, just to lay out briefly in a wrap-up. How person may contact you, your organization, what you're doing, the importance of it. Just a brief recap before you went off. I want to thank you, first of all, for coming on the program, being here, sharing with us, extending the time that you initially planned to stay. So, as I would say, the mic is yours.
Very good. Now, I'll repeat the email address. For those people who joined the show late or didn't write it down in time, the email address to contact for information on my Facebook group, send an email to sknagh@hotmail.com, sknagh@hotmail.com. If you're on Facebook, search for St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla Genealogy and History, and that is St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla Genealogy and History on Facebook, and you will find it. And we'll try to help you as much as we can in the methods. We will not do it for you, but we will tell you what to do. And we have a number of experts, and I am not the expert. I am the one who knows how to run the group.
Facilitator.
Yes, I facilitate. But there are people in that group who know a lot more than me about genealogy. And the history part was brought in because some people are begging for history. And I'll mention something controversial, Windrush. Mm-hmm. The Windrush generation. There have been people trying to start a Windrush conversation in the group, and we were initially reluctant because we were focusing on digging for ancestral documents and births and baptisms and whatnot, but the Windrush thing is pressing on us. So I might be doing a live chat in the Facebook group about Windrush. That's, I'm just segueing, sorry about that, but we're gonna look at that.
I did a song about 3-4 years ago in London about the Windrush thing, and the name of it, Our Contribution. You know, our contribution put the great in Great Britain.
Yeah.
And I really believe that because when the biggest diamond in the British crown come from my ancestral land, our contribution put the great in Great Britain. So the guy who actually won the show that year, I sing about the Windrush and it just mushroomed this thing. So you did a very, very important job, I would say, invaluable in terms of encouraging people and giving them the methods by which they can actually research their own family tree. And I want to thank you for that. We at WINNFM want to thank you for using this platform to educate our people.
Very good.
I want to encourage you in all your endeavors to continue. You share the information. We hope that people follow up and engage you. And just be grateful and thankful that we have people like you out there doing what you do.
Well, I appreciate that. You're very welcome, but I hasten to say that I'm not the only one. There are
Your organization, almost 4,000 persons working
yes,
with you, right?
Yes. There are other
Anyone,
groups.
any particular person you want to hail up and say thank you to or whatever?
Yes, Janice Okans. Janice Okans, spelled O-K-U-N-S. She's over in London, England. She is very helpful to me. So please hail up to Janice Okans in London, England.
And the chapter tried to contact you a short while ago?
Yes, Livingston Brandy Wilkinson.
That's some big names.
It's a long name. Now, let me tell you, Livingston, when I launched the group, Livingston was in there, and he was giving specific information to a lot of people. And he got busy, and he couldn't do it any longer, but he was doing the stuff that people charge for free.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he comes back on and do that for people, because I can't. So, Livy, if you're listening, people miss you, man. Come back in the group. You're in the group, but get active again, and let's help some people out.
Well, he showed interest because he called while he was in the program.
He did call.
It's about 6 minutes moving up to the 1 o'clock hour. We're going to pause briefly for a word from sponsors, and when we return, Mr. Warner won't be here. We want to wish you Godspeed in all your endeavors, and thank you once again for gracing the studios of Win FM. Hope it's not the last time you're here, right?
No, it was.
If you're celebrating, want to say Happy Valentine's. For the folks who won the giveaway prize, Teresa Berry and Sister Henry, thanks for joining the program. Thanks for participating. It could not be done without you. Have yourself a most wonderful one. And when we return, we'll be speaking more about what Miss Donald has to offer the Federation. She's online, and she has a whole bag of goodies for us once again. So, Mr. Warner, it's been a pleasure. First time meeting you. Hope it's not the last.
It will not, and thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. It was the management of Win FM who informed me that they have this big week coming in today, so can I, yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to have been able to facilitate.
Thank you so much.
Downtown and back.
King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas, announces king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts. We have the best service and competitive rates on LCL and FCL cargo, including D&E containers, cars, heavy equipment, buses, boats, and barrels from Miami to St. Kitts. LCL pickup service anywhere in the U.S. Call local agents SL Horseman and Company Limited at 869-465-4086 or 869-662-5008 for further details. King Ocean's king-size savings on shipments from Miami to St. Kitts Nevis. King Ocean, king of the Caribbean seas.
And we're back, just moving up on 1 o'clock. We have just about 32 minutes to conclude today's episode of Voices. I didn't introduce myself, but most folks know me by now. I'm Socrates, and I have, hopefully still on the line, Miss Henry, Miss Walters, and all the folks, Miss K. Bass, the folks who were very instrumental in helping us clear that love package that Miss Donald sent from the U.S. about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to read something that she sent me, and I think the folks who are listening, those who, will be interested in what It's coming up next. She says she's got 3 walkers with seats. I know Lady down in the Bay was inquiring, can she get one of those walkers? So she'd be happy to hear this. Miss Donalds is sending us once again another package. And included in those are 3 walkers with seats, 2 regular walkers, 2 wheelchairs, 1 commode and is brand new, 2 boxes of diapers, chucks, and other supplies. Most are new because the owners passed before being able to use them. I know when I were clearing the stuff from customs last week, they went online and affixed a price on them to them based on what they cost. These items are purchased or sent to the Federation for anyone. There's no profit. Miss Rosemary Donald is a senior caregiver. And based on the connection she's had with St. Kitts over the years, through myself, and in listening to the program one day, she found out that there was a need for someone here for a wheelchair. And we had a discussion. As a result, she and her daughter and her grandkids have been gathering this stuff. So what was shared about 10 days ago, I know they were very well received by the persons who were in need of them. Now, she writes, hoping to arrange pickup by next week. I'm going to have to speak once again to the folks in Foreign Affairs, Ms. K. Bass, and the folks at somebody Central, whether it's the Minister Jeffrey, etc., to find some method of smoothing this process so that they won't be in customs for quite a while when I'm running back and forth to get somebody to get back to me as was promised. To the point as when we went to clear them, I was told I have an outstanding charge for them being there in the warehouse for so long. So I'm going to make a call again to the relevant person to guide me to the person who has that decision-making role to play in how best to smooth this process of getting these items to people in St. Kitts who are in need of them and cannot afford them. In the meantime, once again, I'm going to list what Ms. Donald says she has. There are 3 walkers with seats, 2 regular walkers, 2 wheelchairs, 1 commode, and it's brand new, 2 boxes of diapers, chucks, I'm not sure what it means. So it's 2 boxes of diapers, chucks, and other supplies. And she states most are new because the owners passed before being able to use them. So I know there are people who are in need. They're very encouraged by what happened a couple of weeks ago. As I said, there's a lady in the Bay who tell me she's in bad need of a walker. So hopefully once they're shipped, we can get the folks at social services, those at the organization with Mr. Bergen, I forget the name, and Lady Clark, to help to smooth the process over to get these things, these items to the persons. And this can be a continuous program because she's up there, she's working, and she wants to assist the Federation. I would have given her digits to the president of the SPBS, that's the Sandy Point Benevolent Society, so they can find ways of collaborating. There is a non-profit organization, well, the SPBS and the Sandy Point Heritage Society. And I am more heritage. The SPBS is more benevolent. And that's why he gave his digits. Well, I gave Mr. Thing his digits so he can, well, I gave him her digits so he can contact her and find out how they can collaborate and assist the folks in our Federation, St. Kitts and Nevis, who are in need. So it's not only for Kittitians, As somebody said to me, they like the way I did it. I didn't try to claim it. I gave it to more or less social services to deal with it. They would be better poised to identify folks who are in need. It's a source that the government won't have to pay for in terms of having to purchase. And I'm very, very happy that Ms. Donald is able to assist. Ms. Clark was, well, I keep saying Ms. Clark. Ms. Clark was here 2 weeks ago when I was here, and she spoke about how grateful she was for the package that was sent, how they were actually packaged professionally and sent, and she thanked her and promised a letter of gratitude. Well, I've been busy. I've not spoken to Ms. Clark since, but I know at some point in the interim we shall meet and express our gratitude by whatever method. I also want to thank the management of WINNFM for being able to facilitate or play a role in assisting our people here. Sometimes you reach out and you're surprised by the gratitude, the help. Some people just want to be able to help. I want to thank Mr. Gene Howell, who a couple of weeks ago offered to help financially make a contribution in clearing the stuff from customs. I asked him to hold on because I think that the government should have been able to do so, and they were able to step up. It was a matter of communicating with the right persons, and that was done eventually. So I'm hoping that, I'm all over the place because I wear too many hats, but I'm glad to be able to assist in this endeavor. So once again, for the folks who can speak to those who are better poised to assist them, there are 3 walkers with seats that should be on the way. If they are picked up next week and shipped, I would say before the month ends. We are on the 6th day of February. There are 2 regular walkers, 2 wheelchairs, 1 commode, and it's brand new, 2 boxes of diapers and chucks, and other supplies. Most are new because the owners passed before being able to use them. And hoping to arrange pickup by next week. I want to thank Miss Rosemary Donald, Monifa Donald, her daughter, Joey, Savannah, and the whole crew up there who have taken an interest in collecting these items, packaging them, shipping them to St. Kitts neighbors. All right? Okay, Yatters, where are you? Wanted to talk a bit about some issues that, just ongoing in the taxi fraternity. Nothing negative, just to give you an update. But the lines are open for folks who want to join the conversation, introduce any topic. We got about 25 minutes before we close today's episode of Voices. 6620989, 4660989. I suggest you approach tropical shipping. Somebody sent me little text here. Says, good afternoon. I suggest you approach tropical shipping to donate the shipping costs to transport the wheelchairs, etc. to St. Kitts. I am very, very unhappy with that suggestion. When I was contacted, I went there, had to pay a small sum to get the form. And then I had to go to a broker and pay almost $100 back and forth. So I welcome on board this suggestion. I'm going to read it once again. Citizen wrote in relation to what I was discussing about the wheelchairs being shipped to St. Kitts. He says, good afternoon. I suggest you approach tropical shipping. Well, he says shopping. It's supposed to be shipping. Tropical shipping to donate the shipping costs to transport. I am certainly going to do that. Thank you very much for that recommendation. Right? So there are people listening, people who are encouraged, and people who want to assist in whatever way possible. Right? So beautiful. It's the 6th day of February. On February 14th is Valentine's Day. Okay, let me go to the phone lines. Call your Life on Voices. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Benevolent.
Mr. Benevolent.
Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You and I never know when we're going to want the worker.
Definitely.
Now, some people say, oh, they was a beg. That we might have to carry the worker for them.
I hear you.
Now, I have a good friend who has been bedridden for about 15 years.
Mm-hmm. 15 years.
I am trying to contact you to get some diapers for her.
Okay.
He said X large to large.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I had.
I'm trying to get Mary. I think some of them done by our association, yes, sir?
Yeah.
You were trying to get Mary to tell her who the person is.
Okay. I had only large, and a friend of mine needed extra large, so I'm aware of the challenges when you have a need for a larger size. So, what size are you thinking about?
The person said large or X large.
Large or X large. Okay.
They pull up the tab.
Okay. Well, I'm making a note of that.
Yeah.
I'm making a note of that.
So, I want my share too.
You want your share?
Yeah.
Okay, make a note of what I mentioned. I'm going to repeat it for the purpose of those who are listening. Want to make
And those of you out there, you know, rather than say, no, you have to pick up yourself. I mean, these things locally cost almost $100.
They cost a lot.
You know?
Let me do something. I used to assist.
I buy when I'm going out. When I leave in my house, I make sure I put on.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you may have a little mishap.
You don't want to embarrass yourself in public.
Some of you who
do not.
Let me get to the home care people. Some of those who do the home care, if you know that the people you look after have need of these supplies, contact either Mary down at the Irish Town MacNat Community Center or Socrates.
No.
So you won't have to be fretting yourself. You know,
Okay,
causing the people them, or some of them even beat them.
Wow.
You know, that piece up the place. You know what I mean? If
That's not right.
it is possible for them to get the adult diapers,
Mm-hmm.
it make your work easier.
Mm-hmm.
And the people will feel more comfortable than being harassed and abused.
Wow.
Now, a good friend, while we're sending thanks, let me send some to Canada. I spoke to my sister-in-law, Jean Skeet Maynard.
Yes.
She Hustler's sister.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
But she told me she's sending some, I think she said 2 wheelchairs to Neve. She said 3, but she said 1 is big. She's going to tell you, let me take a look at it, see if the pastor could use it. But if not, I would give it to the center to put in the bus.
Yes.
No, she said she ships to Nevis because she don't have all the hustle.
Well,
so she generally ships her stuff to Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
And then her brother does the distribution. She is a part of a group.
Yeah.
So to Jean Maynard and her group, we want to say thanks. Then to Clark, there's another group in Canada who every now and again send us stationery and different things. We say thanks. A group in Washington, D.C. You know, and there is ANSA. You remember ANSA?
Yes, of course.
Right, because it has members from St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla.
That's correct.
And
yes.
the thing, so the people in Nevis, you can participate. They're not sending them for St. Kitts people alone, you know.
That's what they said. For people in St. Kitts, Nevis.
And you know you need a wheelchair or the walker.
Mm-hmm.
Let him know. He gave his number. Or you can have Mary number 663-4116. Even though calling, she don't answer. The center number is 663-2151.
Repeat that.
663-2151. That is a number for the Association of Persons with Disability.
Okay.
And maybe you need to contact Dr. Glenville Liebert. He is one of the members on the board. So it is not St. Kitts thing, eh?
It's not a St. Kitts thing.
And if you need a wheelchair, you could contact Winston, she Hustler, I'm saying she Hustler, she's Skeet.
Skeet.
Or contact St. Kitts.
Well, I'm 662-4690, 662-4690, and we can help.
We're not collecting to stockpile.
No.
Let me make it clear, we're not collecting to stockpile.
And
so if you have somebody who needs the things we may want, somebody who needs, let us know. Because I'm doing my share, you know, because nobody knows the end nor what is around the corner. And if you are a young person who had an amputation and don't need a wheelchair, let us know. Some of them could use a walker.
Yeah.
You know?
We have 5
So,
walkers on the way. 5,
Yeah, and if you
no.
have
Yes,
them,
5
because some
walkers.
people got this thing home in the house and they wouldn't get them, you know.
Yeah.
They had them like memorial. Somebody out there need them. So we want to thank Miss
Donald, Rosemary Donald.
Yeah, Rosemary Donald and family.
Yep.
Jean Skeet Maynard, Clark and his group in Canada, the group in Washington, D.C., New York, all wherever the Kittitians are and Divisions and other people who reach out, we do a thank you. We do thank you. So when you're ready, somebody sent me a donation. Can't tell you who.
No, none of us.
Whenever you're ready, you check me. Right, whether to transport them or if you got to pay at the port. And I could always make up the difference.
Is me talking to?
Yeah, I said
Is
it.
somebody say a donation for what purpose?
A monetary donation.
Uh-huh.
So I said, in case you got to pay anything, 'cause you might have to pay something.
Okay, I understand. Well,
And depending on what the charge is, I might be able to make up the full charge. You
beautiful.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we give me sowing seeds, you know. Sowing seeds for my children and my grandchildren. You never know what is around the corner.
Okay.
All right, then. That is the love, you see? That's Valentine.
That's Valentine's, definitely the love month.
Yeah, make some elderly or some disabled person. Make them happy. Send some love. All right, then.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you. And on that note, we once again pause to give due credit to our sponsors. We will be right back.
Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Horsford's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less. With our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
At 15 minutes past the hour, 1 o'clock, we are trending down to the end of today's program of Voices. My name is Socrates. Happy to be the host today. Now, based on the cruise ship schedule, I'm not quite sure when I'll be back on, but by whatever means possible, I'll share whatever information I have about the shipment of items that I suspect will be within the Federation within a month. I should be back before then, but I can't say definitively what day. I have to check the schedule and then come back and update and inform the people. But I am always encouraged by the folks. It's a very, very good thing to know that there are people out there doing their endeavor best to assist folks here within the Federation without looking for any kind of monetary returns. They're just giving because they're in a position to assist. We have to encourage that because far too often we take these things for granted. Sister Henry spoke about the cost of these adult diapers. I was assisting a certain person for some time in getting those diapers. And they're very expensive. They're very expensive. And you have to buy a specific size, and when you look at the cost of them, we wonder why. So in this situation where somebody out there is trying to get them and just send them to alleviate the cost and the discomfort of not being able to afford them. As Sister Henry said, you're going out in the public, you need them, put them on, because if not, you can really embarrass yourself. But those who would have amputations and have to make adjustments and need these items, the hospital really can't donate for everyone. This is not about overemphasizing, but it's really recognizing and saluting the efforts of the persons out there who are making it a point to go and collect these items and send them. So I'm going to take on board the suggestion the gentleman said earlier about approaching Tropical and having them sponsor the making part of this whole enterprise, so to speak. I will follow up on that. Once again, Miss Donald, thank you so very much. You, Manifa, Joey, Savannah, and the crew up there. Chris Collins, what are you saying right now? Let me see what he's saying. Okay, safe enough. Okay, he's back on the genealogy thing. Says he's going to do the research, find out who your family members are. So safe enough man from marrying their cousin. All right, we understand that. We understand that. So yes, the lines are open for those who want to call and make a contribution. We've had 4 contributions from Sister Henry alone this morning. We had one from Journey, and sometimes people say, oh, you let people talk too long, but the time when the lines are not really active, you let people make the contribution. Oh, she's on again. We have to appreciate the fact that what she has to contribute makes sense, helps to edify. Want to send out to the Clark family up there, wishing them all the best in terms of Elder Earl Clark. I know he's a JNF, and we wish him all the best. And we go to the phone lines. Caller, you're live on Voices. Good day, caller. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hey, the King. How are you?
Not too bad. We called the name earlier. Welcome to the program.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Okay. Well, you know my job details.
Yes.
I was in the free line, and they eventually called it off.
Mm-hmm.
They had called off the rotation line earlier.
About 9 o'clock, I'm told.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was waiting, hoping, so I will be number 2, hopefully tomorrow, God's willing.
What number did you reach in the rotation?
I have no idea. I was not present when they did call that off.
Mm-hmm.
Me, though, I will be probably number 2 tomorrow, God's willing, or how
Let's hope
the
so.
Islamic world will say, inshallah.
Inshallah. Let's hope so.
Yeah. Yes. I listened in and out of the conversation prior to the last.
With Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the information he disclosed so that me myself would like to get that information and follow up.
Absolutely.
Because even though modern technology affords us, the genealogy in the sense of, the ancestry through DNA testing,
Mm-hmm.
we will also wish to follow the paper trail and see how close we can get to. But the crux of the matter, though, of my conversation is that, yes, people, we are aware and we are curious of getting to know exactly where our ancestry lies, and once we follow the paper trail, we will get to know. Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes. Also, I came across some vital information recently where it is stated that St. Kitts and Nevis, along with the 2 quote-unquote reservation islands, because Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in the British scheme of things, was considered to be reservations for the indigenous people who are here.
Do you know that?
So it is stated, yes, it is stated that St. Kitts and Nevis has a 6 to 8% with the intermingling, the ancestry of the indigenous people and the African stock.
Okay.
I would have thought that maybe, yes, I can agree, Dominica, yes, maybe I can agree, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because you can physically see it to a more pronounced extent.
In the features.
The features, the phenotype, as we say. Even the hair texture.
I've been asked oftentimes about the remnants of the Kalinagos / Carib Indians here in St. Kitts. And, most of them went to Dominica. They were almost rendered extinct here in St. Kitts. So we don't have any definitive, we can't say, well, these people are descendants of the Kalinagos here in St. Kitts. We know in Dominica.
Yes, according to the story
according
that
to the
we
story.
were told, and we took it with a grain of salt. But now, investigating it and having been predisposed to that information recently, I was in awe. And it was not far-fetched, though. You know, because my sister, my sibling, younger than myself by 2 years, if you see my sister, Cassandra, one would thought, and my mother told me a story that my father had doubt, a trace woman, Christian at that, to that extent. She had no inclination of being married and will be wanting to see another man. And so my sister is light. My brother Kenrick also.
Like a
and me, Werner, Annette, we came out with our dads, you know, like Congolese, you know, Bakongo feature, dark skin, pigmentation. You know? So that was interesting. So it's all good. But people are aware, people are yearning to really go back, and it's all good. Well, when I was growing up, this wasn't never a conversation with me and my mother.
No.
She was Christian-like, and not knowing the genealogy is also in the book that they claim to be. You know?
In the Bible?
Because if you read Matthew chapter 1, you will see the genealogy of Jesus, right? But where is mine? Where is my genealogy? Shouldn't I have interest in my genealogy?
So we have to
My
thank the folk,
genealogy
Mr.
is as
Warner.
equal as-
We have to thank the folk like Mr. Warner for assisting in that regard. I know
Very
the
much
others
so.
did,
And
Dr.
so
Bernard
I will
Nisbet.
get that information from you. Preserve, secure the information, you know, I'll see you. And so I was driving at the moment, so I did not get much of that information. But yes, so we are asking this question, where is ours and where is ours? Our story needs to be told, and it needs to be told accurately.
Okay,
And
appreciate
so,
that.
thanks for the information.
But
And we
before you
hope
go,
that-
I just want to share it with you. I know of a situation, I actually witnessed it in Antigua some years ago, where this man was encouraged by his friends to beat up his girlfriend and leave her because she birthed a white man child. She was albino. She was albino. He's my complexion,
yes.
she's same complexion, and she birthed an albino, but not having information, and with all the ignorance, he left her because she birthed an albino. That child could not stand any sunlight at all. Her eyes were blue and constantly moving. You know, I won't say it's an anomaly. It's a natural thing. It happened more often than we believe. But going back to what you said about the complexion and the texture of your hair of your sister, out of that union with your mother and father, it happens. She birthed an albino.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, because Tanzania in Africa is considered to be the country today of the most albino.
That is correct.
Albino. Yes, Tanzania.
That is correct.
But also this lady from South Africa, she's Xhosa. Xhosa, 100% Xhosa. Light. Everybody was singing, and it's amazing to see the
offspring.
What will say? You know, the variations on the continent, and we out here in the diaspora, the variation amongst us.
Okay.
And so that is interesting. Thanks for listening, the King.
Okay, appreciate that.
So you don't know when you will be on next time, because you know this.
you know how we roll when the ships are down there. We got to make our pennies when
we know. But we look forward, because I knew prior to that you was going to be coming on the 6th.
Yes, I mentioned last time I was here. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Enjoy the rest of it. Best of luck tomorrow.
Same to you.
Okay, thank you. I want to read something else. The person sent me the first text. He said I shouldn't read everything on air, but this is important. It relates to the items I mentioned earlier that should be coming in shortly to the Federation. And he reads, someone can suddenly require a chair / walker / cane temporarily due to surgery, etc. So I encourage that the need be ongoing and not just upon need. It makes sense. The association can have some in stock for use on a rotation basis, which will strengthen its profile and usefulness in providing such a service. I'll read again. Someone can suddenly require a chair / walker / cane temporarily due to surgery, etc. So I encourage that the need be ongoing and not just upon need. The association can have some in stock for use on a rotation basis, which will strengthen its profile and its usefulness in providing such a service. I think this is very, very good. This is critical thinking. This is somebody taking information that's out there and advising as to how best we can better serve our fellow men. And I think that's a very good thing. Sometimes when you're too busy, you don't really pause to think about these things. I want to thank the person who's not a caller for making that suggestion, recommendation, which will be taken on board because it makes absolute sense. We are just about got about a minute before we wrap up things here today on Voices. Want to thank all our callers, those who are viewing on the various platforms around the globe for taking part in today's episode of Voices. And God's willing, I'll be back here as soon as it is humanly possible. I want to thank the management of WIN FM 98.9 for allowing this. Well, this program today was very, very important, speaking about genealogy and giving ear to the efforts of Miss Rosemary Donald up there in the New York area. Once again, it's been a pleasure. Chris Collins, thanks again for your contribution. And I want to wish you peace, love, and a much brighter tomorrow. Until next time, take care of yourself. Happy Valentine's for those celebrating. And those who don't celebrate it, at least take the lady out or have her take you out. It's all part of the month of November, Valentine's. Peace, love. I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch yet. So the month of February, peace, and I'm gone. Okay? Beautiful. Thanks.